Welcome back to Dragon Quest Builders 2! Behold, the Great Wall of Moonbrooke. So this mess took me probably about 6 hours and probably 1,000 to 2,000 castle wall blocks. It's hard to tell just how much work went into this without being able to look and see what it looked like before. But for example, this down here is the hole in the wall. The wall was completely collapsed and absolutely none of this was here. And this is the hole that we walked up here through. I even went down here and I turned, this is the hole that everyone was huddled in at the very beginning of the chapter, that I turned into a proper little room. On the back of the castle. Otherwise, I filled out the wall, I did everything that needed to be done, filled in all the holes. The tops of the wall were absolutely destroyed. And that was what took the longest. Like, just building up... Oh, I also fixed up the graveyard. And this little area some. This sand is the sea sand, the beach sand. It's a little bright for my taste. It's not the yellow like the rest of the sand, but it gets the job done. And then the rest of the graveyard, of course, is ready. There was another hole in the wall right here, and collapsed over there, and more holes further down. But this wall, again, it's hard to express just how much work went into fixing it without being able to see what it looked like before. But the top of this wall was impassable. Making these little things on the side, I'll say one of the things that took probably the longest was getting all of the correct blocks in the right spot. Like, you see 2 blocks below me, that one block that's kind of hanging out like it is. If I just put a block there, then I put a block above it, that bottom block turns into the multi-line 3-line dark to light block that serves as the bottom. Which means in order to get that block to stay that block, I had to put in the first block like that. I had to put the second block in anywhere else, so it didn't turn into a different block, grab it and put it down on top. Similarly, that's how I got all of these here. Which is interesting because I figured out how a good way to get these flat top blocks is the blocks, when you put a block down, it will, if nothing else overrides it, because this is like lowest priority, if there is a block next to it, it will be the same as that block. So if you're stacking upright or whatever, those changes will override it. But if there's nothing else next to it, when you put a block down, it'll be the block next to it. So I could do this, and then grab this in order to have this 3-line block. But yeah, getting all of these done, getting these tops done, getting all the blocks in the correct place, there's so much guessing I had to do about what any of this even looked like in the end. There just stopped being a wall, like here. The whole top of this wall was just gone. I had no idea what any of this looked like, no idea what the top of this looked like. The whole top of this wall was gone. Complete and utter guess. And as I'm sure you saw, the north gate wasn't even a gate. The north gate was entirely remade from scratch. This is entirely me guessing about what it was going to be. So, we have a north gate, though. So that's cool. But yeah, again, that took in the neighborhood of 6 hours and probably about 2,000 marble piece blocks. I was concerned because nobody was back here farming and getting me potatoes. But somebody in the comments mentioned that because this had became the kitchen, they weren't going to farm anymore. So I separated them, so now it is specifically a farm. I put the wheat blocks down too. They didn't till the blocks, but they tilled enough of the weird blocks in the water that I just kind of grabbed and moved blocks around enough, and I had enough tilled blocks to plant. But still, nobody was farming. And I think nobody's farming because they're all out there trying to build like idiots. So I put down the thunder traps that I forgot to put down before because it made dealing with the attacking enemies so much easier while I was busy building. The enemies would still get through and tear up this front wall here, but thankfully, because of the blueprints here, all I had to do was go over to the chest, which I moved over here, put in whatever blocks the blueprint was missing, and they'd fix it. So, on one hand, I'm actually kind of looking forward to them not working on this blueprint, so they farm again. But I was getting concerned running out of food due to that, because I keep in mind that if I harvest seeds, eventually the seeds will run out. So I want them to harvest them, but they're not. But then I discovered we're getting attacked so friggin' constantly, and every time they kill something that drops meat, I just get meat in my inventory. It doesn't even have to be Malrod. I don't even know where it's coming from. But I get meat in my inventory, and I have so much meat in my inventory that I just magically, I took my magic meat, put it in the chest over here, and check back periodically, and there's like more meat than I could ever eat in that chest. Because they don't farm, but they darn well cook. But anyway, that's been my adventure, and now we have a completed castle wall. With the wall done, the ground out here needs cleaned up some, which I still can't do to the extent that I want to, because I don't have free reign of getting the frigafraggin blocks, whatever these are. But I'll worry about cleaning up the floor another time. Otherwise, everything is reasonably tidied up. The back is a little rough. I'm trying to tell what exactly they even were trying to do back here. I do know what they were trying to do with these, so we'll get to that eventually. But, like, what is going on with this right here? Who even knows? Like, I fixed that wall up, but I don't know what's going on here. That looks like kind of a wall over here. I'm still not entirely sure what they were trying to do with. And then this bad boy again. I don't know. There's a lot of I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to do. A lot of floor I can clean up because it's just castle wall. But I don't have access to flagstone, so I can only do so much. Anyway, back to the task at hand. We have to complete the blueprint. So we did learn how to make sizz snares, and that's going to be a lot of these that go down. But before we do that, where did... There she is. Hey, you! Hey, you! And he can come back and chill with us. And light stuff on fire. I mean, that's true, I guess. Unless we make a wall. Let's make a wall of fire. Okay, sounds cool. We just need switches. And there's our switch. A pressure plate. Cool. And that's it for our quests. We just have to finish this blueprint. There are a couple times one of the friggin' rabbits or whatever would break just the right block to be able to tunnel underneath this wall. I don't even know how it works, but man, that was messed up when I get in here and hear like, a room got destroyed. What? Why? How? What's going on with this? That's not the right room. Okay, so we need to make a magic shield. Oh, I think I learned this when I leveled up at some point. So defense 24. Current defense is... I think I have to use this anyway. 22. It's better. And I've already made the magic armor, so let's go ahead and make the... Well, make us one of these bad boys. Okay, that's gonna go for a minute. So, pressure plates. Pressure plates. Pressure plates. I learned how to make this sometime during all the assaults. Like, I think I picked up a confusing claw off one of the attacking enemies and then went like, hey, I know how to make this now. So that was cool. Oh, somebody was weirded out by that the coffins are flamboyant. And recall that flamboyant is... kind of means weird and creepy. Like, a room full of coffins is absolutely within this game's aesthetic for flamboyant. Anyway, we need you. 16 of you? Okay, you are pretty much done. So let's collect that. Equip that. I didn't have a shield before. Oh, I also picked up, sponge cake. So I have 33 of these, which also fills me up. So I have more food than I know what to do with. Then we need sizz snares. A lot of them. I'm surprised I had enough castle tile for this. I used castle tile to fix the broken castle tile blocks in there. I'm not sure why I have so much. So anyway, they need pressure plates so they can get to work on that. And while they're getting to work on that, and we're waiting on that to go, I got enough affection, or whatever, to level up the town. So let's draw everybody back in so they're not actually building. How nice that wall looks. Holy crap. Max. Oh man, multi-heal. Yeah, there's somewhere over there. Ooh, what we got here? Okay, so castle columns, cells, roofing. So we can finally put roofs on things. I don't know what we're putting a roof on. And a guard's garb. Man, you guys need better armor. All around, other than roofs, not all roofs and like jail cell stuff. I guess we should be thinking about making a jail cell soon. We're gonna figure out who this friggin' traitor. I like how I'm slowly sliding down the stairs. Yeah, come on in. I don't know who any of you are. 4 of you, and you're all the Kingsguard. I sure am. Man, you don't know what kind of work I put into this stupid castle. Sure is, man. Man, I like these guys. They're not even hecking around with that, like, but the war. It's like, yeah, we're in it to win it. Right from the get-go. Is this a castle? Is there a war we can win? Okay, so that's going. We got those bad boys over there going. I don't think there's much else to do other than wait for those. And done. So with any luck, they've put down the various traps, triggers, pressure plates, that's the word. Sure looks like they have. So looking at it, everything here is capped out. Except for these 72 Sizz snares. So let's go ahead and put these down. They just go on every one of these. I'll probably be able to put them down faster than they will. And that'll do her. Heck yeah. So this is real fancy. Because you can see whenever anybody steps on one of these pressure plates, it ignites the Sizz snare next to it. A lit Sizz snare ignites the Sizz snares next to it. So there's just, as long as there's enemies running around in here, there's just going to be constant fire and everything being on fire. Which is good for us. And now that we're done, I feel like we're probably going to be attacking the Hair Force proper soon. I mean, at the end of the day, it's her beliefs. Somebody's coming. It's her belief that destruction is a good thing, and the constant destruction is good. It's not that we're convincing her the war can be won. Like, heck, the war, we could show her, yeah, we could win it. And she'd be like, yeah, I'll believe that. Still pro-destruction. Ah, you know, this is actually kind of important. Because right now, as soon as the enemies show up, all the troops just plow out there after them, and our traps don't even get to do any good. Yeah, you stab Warwick. You show him. So, watchtowers, eh? All these jail cells and roofs. There we are, watchtower. Just need 2 of them. Need another one of you. And this will be nice to be able to put these down so the dudes will actually stand there. And wait for the enemy. There we go. I have a funny story about these watchtowers, but I'll save that for later because it's technically spoilers for later events. Well, men's short. Oh boy! Looks like they're here at last. Well, that's fine, because we've got fire swords. Well, everybody else has fire swords. I have a citizener. Sure am. We got all our traps set up. Everything's fixed up. I got a full belly, and everybody has fire. Like we start up here, and I'm not sure why. But I mean, whatever. Stations, men! I was confused. I wanted to say 2-year stations, but also just say stations. Okay, no, you're the big boy. You can't come through that easily. Light him up! Ow, I couldn't even tell where the enemies are. Alright, we did it. Phase 2! Like, they have trouble even forging their way through that very first wall. But they can get through. They can just walk through these electric walls. Hey, you get back here. Okay, you're dead. Good. As it should be. I also discovered that you kind of want to use that when you get it. You don't just save it because it goes away. Like, your combo attack goes away. So I found if the enemies are too far away, they will run back to their stations. The problem is there are 2 characters. Specifically, his name, Jeremiah and the Nun, who attack by throwing rocks. They don't actually swing a sword. Because they're throwing rocks, it's a ranged attack, which means they can stand within their bounds while the enemy is far enough away that they should retreat. So you end up in this weird position of she should really retreat and let the enemy advance some, but doesn't. And she's just out here soloing, like, everything. $20, 37 of 50. We're almost there. The Hair Force's head honcho. Defeat him and the Hair Force is gone for good. Come on in, boys. The water's warm. Can't tell where anybody is. You're just a couple of stragglers. Let's take care of them. The big guy left. Anybody left other than the big guy? Yeah, there are. There's a lot, actually. They're not in all the way. Kill him because he was real low. Stop advancing. You come back here this instant. Yeah! Finish him off! You know, a smart soldier would run at that point. Heck yeah! One force down! Hey, I got a lot of hair. You shut your mouth. And it's pink and very pretty. Just kind of hidden by a witch's hat. Nah, I think there were a lot of swords that still needed to be swung. Yeah, they soften them up. They even the playing field. We've still got to put in the legwork. Check. I mean, I guess you fixed it up. But nothing actually happened to it. The next force following in their wake? No, just... This is the swords I gave him. Those two of ours. I don't know, you can't be ready when you don't even know what you're up against. You just took out two of our troops like that. We can't even hit them. They're just going right over the wall. So the Air Force is especially frustrating. Because they fly too high to hit. You have to walk past all our defenses, everything, and they'll eventually work their way over to the throne room. This is the only place you can hit them. Even then, you gotta kind of wait for them. We'll come down lower eventually. There we go. There we go. There's Malroth showing up to help out. But they'll just go right over everything. Just a smidge troublesome. Yeah, so, everything we built, nothing works. I mean, Malroth doesn't have as much respect for the dead. And you'd think, oh, this is a new thing from him, but remember the very beginning of this game was him poking a dead body on the beach, going, hey, we want to see something gross? Yeah, let's take care of them. And this guy wants to talk to us, but that'll wait. That'll wait for next time. Until then, everyone.